It's 10 o'clock, and this is Fox 10 Talks. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ron Hoon. The question a lot of people are asking this morning in the East Valley is, who is the brazen burglar who burst through the glass door to this home out there in Queen Creek here over the holidays and looked like he was trying to get some specific items stolen, particularly out of this family's closet, out of their bedroom. So we're going to try to piece it together and give you some additional information on all of it. It's one of our top stories this morning. Hi, and thanks for hanging out with us. If you've just found us online, we have new people discovering it every day. This is Fox 10 Talks. We hang out with you for 2 more hours here. It's a little more of a casual conversational approach to the stories that everybody is talking about today. And let me also roll out for you our poll question. We are starting to get some pretty good feedback from you guys. Here's the QR code. What's your take on this whole Minnesota daycare fraud scandal that seems to primarily be emanating from the Somalian community in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area? 22% say they're angry that millions, maybe billions, were stolen from taxpayers. 68% say top officials need to be investigated over this, all the way up to and even including the governor there, Tim Walz. 10% are saying, look, it seems bad. I mean, there have already been dozens of convictions, and there are dozens more criminal charges that are in the offing. Anyhow, 10% are saying it seems bad, but the president, Donald Trump, is definitely politicizing it. We want to get your opinion, all that. So we also have a special guest coming up here in about 4 or 5 minutes, one of the superstars of the Harlem Globetrotters, one of the coolest guys you're ever going to get to meet. We're so excited about it. But let's get on to that story out of Queen Creek. This is our report that we put together late yesterday in terms of and this couple, they are out there, they are saying, look, we feel our home has been so violated the way this guy burst into our home. You'll see the whole report right here because it sure has people talking.
Just the most intimate places of your home, to have someone just completely violate that. There's literally nothing like that.
A terrifying end to 2025 for this couple learning someone broke into their Queen Creek home on New Year's Eve.
I open the garage door and I take 2 steps in, and immediately I see this panel behind me is completely shattered out, huge hole in the sliding glass door.
The homeowners, Sarah and Devin Herman, called 911 and turned to their security footage.
He hops the fence, he climbs past our pergola, he walks past my pool, he comes to these sliding glass doors, smashes it, and it goes all over my Frenchie. He ransacked my bedroom, he went through our closet.
And nothing of significant value left, but the sanctity of our home left that night, And so that's the most disturbing thing for us.
There was laptops, there were purses, there were jewelry, things that very well he could have taken, but instead he just rummaged through and destroyed things in our home.
The couple tells me they spent the first day of 2026 improving their security and removing any valuables from their home.
I'm not risking someone coming back because 3 nights ago there is a second robbery of the same home a block from here. 2 nights before that, I believe, down the street there was an attempted one in the backyard of another neighbor.
Not know how long the house may have been watched or cased, or it's just those things keep us up at night now.
As the investigation by Queen Creek police continues, Sarah and Devin say they're trying to stay positive entering the new year.
We can say this happened last year.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to look at it for sure. It happened last year. I mean, you can really feel for them, that's for sure. And just the fact that it happened so brazenly. I mean, they leave. They lock up their home. You can tell. I mean, the guy didn't just open the sliding glass doors. He burst through them. Their little dog there was barking away and, trying to be a good guard dog. And the next thing you know, it kind of runs out of the room when the guy comes bursting in. So we hope to learn a lot more about it. We are going to continue to kind of stay in touch with our sources there in Queen Creek. But we did want to mention, there's a $10,000 reward, as they say, whoever can bring this particular criminal, this brazen burglar, who, you look at some of that video and it's weird because it almost looked like who knows? Who knows if he, if there's any connection? Was it entirely random? Why did he target that home, that family? But he sure went right into the closet area and spend some time in there. All right, come on in, Des. Here we go, because look at who our guest is right now. Now, this is a rare opportunity for you, Des, to say, hey, you know what? I had a great interview. I'm going to even have a better interview. I'm going to take what I did in the 9 o'clock hour and make it better in the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we've learned a lot of information about Zeus.
Zeus McGlurkin is here. Yeah.
Love
All right,
that.
now let's get into that first.
That's part of the morning.
So you're saying that when the score approaches for either team,
Yes.
the Globetrotters or the Washington Generals, when it gets close to 67, what happens?
The anticipation builds so much. All the kids are on the edge of their seats, and they cannot wait. They're really disappointed if we shoot over 6-7.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happens if you're at 65 and you hit a 3-pointer? That's a no-go.
Yeah, or a 4-pointer in our game. Yeah, no.
What happens when it's tied?
Yeah, let's-
6-7, 6-7.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it
Has
goes-
that
Has that
happened?
happened?
Has that happened?
It has happened.
67 to 67.
Yep.
And then what happens? The crowd goes like nuts?
They just go nuts.
Okay, but why? Does anybody figure
You
it
tell
out?
me, does anybody know what 6-7 even means right now?
No,
Right?
still don't. Still
No.
don't.
Yeah.
And wait a second, I forget too that you guys actually play a game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just the performance.
Right.
We are hooping.
Yeah.
What's a 4-pointer then?
So it's 35 feet away from the basket. We actually invented it. The Globetrotters, we invented a lot of things in the game of basketball people don't realize.
Well, you guys hold some of the most Guinness World Records.
Oh,
And
It's
you
impressive.
personally,
And you,
in
too.
I've got
fact,
6 myself.
Yeah, how about
but
that?
Some of the innovations we've done is like the 3-point line. There was no 3-point line before the Harlem Globetrotters started doing it. We popularized
Really?
the slam dunk, the alley-oop,
Okay.
and the 3-man weave.
Uh-huh.
Those are the things that you see in today's game that the Globetrotters kind of popularized, just like the 4-point shot, which we started back in like 2010 or 2011. And now it's in other leagues. You're seeing it all over the place. So we're innovators of the game of basketball.
Yeah, so what do you say to folks that say, you're not really an athlete? Like,
I say, check up. Let's play.
Yeah.
We'll see who the athlete
But you
is.
still can't beat your brother.
What? Who told you that? My brother?
I read up on you. I called your brother. You tell us about that. That kind of got you into basketball.
Yeah, I wasn't very good growing up, right? I like playing basketball, but the skills just weren't there for me. My brother, who I really looked up to, would take me all around the city of Columbus and take me all these places hooping with him, and he was really good. He's like a street legend there in Columbus. And I'd be on the sideline just kind of twirling the ball on my finger. People would laugh at me at the time, but now I get paid for it.
It's so easy.
Joke's on them now.
I went to
Oh, that's
summer
amazing.
basketball camps at Washington State University up in Pullman. Weirdly, I'm a Husky, right? And I could never perfect that, the spinning of the ball on the finger. And I
all in
saw
the
you
throw.
do it. Huh?
It's all in the throw. You gotta
Okay.
throw it right.
All right. Let's see it.
Yep. So
Okay, here we go.
If you throw it and it's not on the north-south axis,
Okay.
Oh.
it's not going to work right. But if you get a good throw,
Okay.
that's centrifugal force. It's science, kids.
Oh.
It'll take you on through there.
Wow. Hey,
There you
by the
go.
way,
You do it with ease.
so we have this video, and I thought it would be look at that. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about it because it also speaks to the history of the Globetrotters, because I don't know how many million. Look at some of these highlights from over the years.
Bringing back those short shorts.
Look at that.
And
right?
for the 100th
yeah.
birthday.
I don't know. Maybe that's never coming back.
We did
hope
bring it back one year for our 90th.
I don't know. You might get more ladies in the crowd.
Oh, sure.
Those things are young.
Yeah, but look at some of these great old highlights. I mean, for you to carry on this tradition, it's got to mean a lot.
Yeah, we're standing on the shoulders of some giants back there, and
Yeah.
I think, Ron, that's why we've been around for 100 years. You look in the stands there, you'll realize people never forget the way that you make them feel.
Yeah.
And we've been putting smiles on people's faces for the last 100 years, and that's what keeps them coming back.
It's so great. All right, now, before we get any further, tell us about the days that people can come see you guys.
Yes, so we're going to be playing both in Phoenix and in Glendale. The Phoenix game is on the 28th of February, and the Glendale game is on the 1st of March. And you can actually get tickets right now if you go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
Oh.
You can grab tickets to the game. You can see some
You can
really
buy them
cool
directly
footage.
from you guys. You don't have to go through these other ticket websites that seem to want to charge these massive fees.
Right.
Good job.
I know.
You can go right to the website, and that website's cool because you can also buy a Zeus jersey because that'll make you taller.
What? Oh, look at there's so much
Good.
magic in the Globetrotters.
Right.
Yeah, so February 28th, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. I love that there's an early game.
That's the one at downtown.
Mama 4 here.
Mortgage
We be at
matchup.
like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Mortgage
Okay.
matchup. And then
Yep.
March 1st, 3 p.m. at Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale.
All right. So, who was your inspiration as a kid growing up? Who was the guy that you would watch and say, someday? I mean, I'm sure the original dream was I'm going to the NBA. You didn't know you'd become the superstar of the Globetrotters, but who inspired you?
I didn't know what sport or what team I was going to play for as a
Okay.
kid, but I knew I wanted to play professional sports.
Okay.
I didn't care what it was. Now, while I wasn't making my basketball teams growing up, I did make the football team, baseball team, soccer team, swimming. I did every sport just about that you can name because I was just a natural athlete. But basketball was that one that kept eluding me. Now, as far as who I looked up to my older brother, who he was just like a great basketball player, and I wanted to emulate his game. He just made the game look so easy. He learned how to play from watching Jason Kidd. That was his idol.
Really?
Back then.
Yeah. Valley favorite.
Exactly. So
all his years with the Suns.
he's a walking triple-double,
Yes.
and the way he played the game, my brother really liked to emulate. And I play the game the same way. It's not about scoring for me all the time. It's about getting everybody involved. Yeah. And one thing my brother and Jason Kidd couldn't do was a high-flying dunks, and that's kind of what I've become known for.
We only got about a minute or
Right, and
two
you really
left.
paved your
What do you-
way. I mean, you played in college, and now you're here. It's pretty impressive. How long have you been with the Globetrotters?
16 years, so 16% of our time.
Wow.
So you started when you were 12 with the Globetrotters. Come on,
I
man.
appreciate it, Ron. Yeah, 39 years young.
That is so great.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Like I said, we just got seconds left. Tell us, which is your favorite world record that you personally hold?
The most slam dunks in 1 minute. I did 16 dunks in 1 minute, and I had to run behind the free throw line in between every attempt. That was the toughest, and that was my favorite.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Ron, time for you to perfect the spin.
Okay,
I
let's
think
do it.
yeah,
here we go.
give it a
You
try.
start it, and I'll be right here for you. Ready? Here we go.
We're gonna
All
try
right,
this.
here we go.
And Ron, you're keeping time on the break too.
Yeah, that's right. We
There
still
you go,
got.
that's Dylan.
Look at this. Look at this. Look.
Hey.
Whoa. And now we got
There
to
you
take
go.
a break. Oh, Zeus, come back anytime.
Thank you.
You're our
Appreciate
favorite
it.
guest.
Oh, sweet.
We better take a break. In fact, here's the mystery cam. Oh, look at this mystery
Ooh,
cam, Des.
More rooftops.
More rooftops.
Could you guess
parking
where these
garages. We'll be right back.
Phoenix?
Some days, Des, I say, I think I'm just going to turn my paycheck back in because I would do all this for free. We have so much fun.
I have a lot of fun, but I'll definitely take the paycheck.
All right, fine. Anyhow.
He was awesome, though.
Oh, that was so great.
Sure. For sure.
And then we had, let's see, where was it? No Dime is like, check out Ron auditioning to be the new Globetrotter hire. Oh, that's great. Well, actually, my dad was a high school basketball coach. So I'm probably the biggest fan nowadays of football, but I loved basketball.
Did you play growing up?
I played like junior high and part of high school.
Okay.
And then I got a job at the local radio station doing sports and play-by-play and all that and news.
And fell even more.
And then I'm like, well, I'm a little busy with that. So
yeah.
Anyhow, next thing I know, I blink and I've been on the air for 40 years here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Look at that. Look at that.
Okay, what have we seen for
the
guesses?
No Dime must be new to the chat.
Yes, welcome
hello.
aboard. To our new Mr. No Dime.
Lots of other guesses, though. Troy's.
Troy?
Is he
Troy
new too?
S.
Or
no, this
Troy
I think this is the Troy that watches up in the PNW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sacramento.
Okay.
Little Philosophy, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Husky Mom, California. Halakita, New Mexico. Prescott, Darla. Yeah, a lot of good guesses. I don't know. This one's
is
tough.
So tough. I'm looking at the trees.
Nice parking structure.
Yeah. And so, it's kind of flat, but it's got that kind of woodsy feel with the parking garage and yet another roof. And actually, I see a porta potty. There's some sort of construction work going on over there to the right.
I don't know, you guys. Honestly, I'm not even going to try to guess. I'm just going to go with one of you guys. I'll go New Mexico.
Okay. I'm going to go California.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what happens. Here comes Des.
It is. Oh, I don't even know how to pronounce this.
Oh, let's see what it is.
It's in Texas.
Okay. Oh, Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's
Where
go
is
back and
that?
take a look. Nacogdoches. It's way woodsier than I've heard of it. I've never been there.
Is there anything famous there? Like, should I know this place and don't?
Let's go find out. Nacogdoches.
Who guessed Texas? Oh, Halakita.
Oh, Halakita.
Halakita got it right.
Yeah. Okay,
pretty
let's see
good.
what they got here. They have the Splash Kingdom. They got a theme park.
Okay.
Splash Kingdom. I like that. We got 5 million people. We can't get a theme park. Stone Fort Museum is super cool. Looks like an old stone fort. And by the way, and Millard's Crossing Historic Village. Where is it, though? It's actually kind of between, if you drew a triangle between Dallas and Houston and like Shreveport, Louisiana. It's right in the middle of all of those. It's almost in Louisiana. You go another, half hour or so, and you're in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, thanks for all your guesses on that. Hey, there's some really good news coming out of the city of Phoenix. They have a new way to raise some revenue.
Boy, oh boy.
Next time you want to go downtown, even more parking meters.
Yay!
All right, let's see what people are saying.
Excited?
We've seen Arizona State downtown campus grow significantly. They've invested in some bioengineering and biomedical facilities that have created additional demand, as well as our increasing residential population. As more people move downtown, there's more demand for those parking spaces. Having the meters there ensures that parking's available, and so that the meters turn over, that we don't see cars parked there for days on end and affect the local business visitation, and make sure those parking spaces are available for business patrons as well.
I don't like the idea of it. It's already hard to find parking downtown, free parking downtown. So they take the last spots up with the, putting more parking meters in.
I think it's disappointing. I come here for a lot of doctor appointments, and I already struggle to find parking when we come.
I support metered parking. I think it's a safety issue, and it's a good decision.
When there's a meter, you know that you won't get towed, because sometimes I'm afraid to park if there's nothing on the sidewalk, because I feel like that has happened. You don't really know if you can park there or not.
Well, that's one way of
they make
looking
some
at
good
it.
points.
Once again, here at Fox 10, we present all sides.
Yeah, of course.
But so basically what they're talking about is new parking meters between Fillmore and McKinley from 4th Street to 6th Street. So it's basically going to go almost all the way out to 7th Street now. And yeah, I think it has to do with the growth in that area. A lot of apartments have been built. I mean, a lot of high rises, 20 and 30 story high rises where, you know, if you live there, you get a parking space. But if you don't, you're trying to visit, you know, maybe you struggle to find a spot. I feel
like most downtown areas, right? I mean, you go downtown pretty much anywhere, you know, you're going to have probably a difficult time parking on the street.
Really
we
true.
went out to dinner, David and I, first time in a while.
Oh, nice. Way to go,
And
Big Dave.
we came down. Oh, don't call him.
Oh, no. That's right. That's the other guy.
Yeah. Not that Dave.
He doesn't
My
like
husband, David.
He does not like being called Dave. It's David only.
It's David.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
but no,
back
we
to the
came
story.
downtown for dinner, and there was parking right near the restaurant on the street.
Okay.
But then all the meters had the red.
Yes. What's up with that? I've noticed that lately too.
And I'm like, why? There was. Why?
I know.
And it was a Monday night too. So
Yeah.
that was also irritating that they were covered. I don't know. I guess maybe there's a good reason why, but
I wonder if there is a good reason.
I don't know.
I'd
There was
love
no
to hear
construction
it.
nearby. Yeah. I'm like, what? On a Monday night, all of these meters are covered.
I like this little Irish place that's down there on about 2nd Street, I think, or 3rd Street, something like that, right downtown, called the Kettle Black.
Oh,
It's
never
like
heard
in
of
the shape of an Irish pub.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have great fish and chips and all that kind of thing. But the other day I was driving by it and I'm like, there's no place to park because they keep covering up the meters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We need
Anyway.
to dig into that one.
Yeah, that's.
But it makes sense, though. That
yeah.
way you get turnaround. So, yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And you make some
Right.
extra money. The other big story today has to do with an update on the Abadi murder case. Now, this is going to be the big judicial story, I think, of 2026 as we follow it through, because she is so prominent, so well known up in Navajo County, and he is maybe the most prominent person in agriculture in that El Centro Valley. And, well, you know the story by now, the Abadi murder case, but here's the latest because there have been some new developments.
That's one of the topics that came up in almost all interviews as to the separation of the family and how things were being drawn out.
Investigators searching for answers in the murder of Carrie Ann Abadi say they continued to be led to her estranged husband Michael and their ongoing divorce. While no motive has been shared, court docs outline Carrie's request to increase her temporary spousal support from $5,000 a month to $30,000 and an additional $100,000 in attorney fees. Carrie explained her move from the couple's main home in El Centro, California, to their second residence in Pine Top in 2023 after the separation, claiming the 14-acre property was, quote, very expensive to upkeep and that Michael, quote, removed the tractor and most of the maintenance equipment off the property. Michael allegedly in control of all of the couple's funds, which she says were used to live a, quote, nice upper-class lifestyle. Carrie, who said she worked in real estate and as a firefighter EMT in her home state of Arizona, let both licenses lapse after her marriage to Michael in 1992 and said she, quote, never received compensation for the work I did for Mike Abadi Farms, LLC, as a bookkeeper. The filings claim Carrie hadn't worked since 1999, as her, quote, sole purpose became being a parent and managing domestic duties. The couple has 3 grown children, and Carrie claimed Michael was rarely involved, as he, quote, was either always working or traveling on fishing or hunting trips. Michael Abadi, in response to Carrie's request, claimed he had been making all payments required of him while, quote, providing 100% of all management for all of our assets other than the Pine Top residence without any assistance from Carrie. Michael outlined how several factors led to farming losses for Mike Abadi Farms in 2023 and 2024, and that he could not reasonably afford to pay Carrie more. Michael's declaration does reference $90,000 in premiums for life insurance policies the couple had established. These proceedings, now part of Carrie's murder investigation, all while her loved ones grieve the woman described as kind and sweet.
It's hard on everyone. It's hard on the team. It's hard on the community. I'm sure to our nearby families, I would say it's bittersweet.
Okay, that's Nicole. Christine doing a great job, and I'll just mention we had Justin on the other day. He's digging into this too, Justin Lum. So there's the mugshot. There is the extradition as they were bringing him back to Arizona, and there's going to be plenty more talk about that. Okay, so Des, we have the weather's been kind of crazy here in Arizona for the last 24 hours. So I thought this was really cool. It's a time lapse from Sedona of what was going. You could see the wind was really coming across, but they still were dealing with the fog and then the clouds and everything else. And this was a yesterday kind of story. Today we've been getting fog in the Phoenix metro area.
I know. I saw a little patch as I was driving in early this morning.
Oh, did
it threw me off. I'm like, whoa.
Yes, right?
Like, we don't see fog.
You know
generally.
what? Now that you mention it, I saw just a little, I thought it was like maybe haze from more fireworks or something.
No,
as I was driving in from Mesa.
Yeah. A little bit of fog.
Well,
I know.
I'm just a sucker for the time-lapse videos. I love them. I love all time-lapse videos, and there you go. All right, which one of these words, Des, should we ban?
Oh, definitely.
6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Lake Superior State University, which is up there, I think, in Sault Ste. Marie. I believe I stayed in the Holiday Inn Express right across the street from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I try to have a story for every
I guess so.
every
Ron.
town, you know. We were on our way up to the UP and stayed there. And I'm looking across. I'm like, I think that's the
Yeah,
place
you're right.
that comes out with the list.
Yeah,
Is it in Sault Ste. Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some of the 6, 7, of course. Let's see what else made it. Incentivize? Do we have? Is there a reason to get rid of that one? That doesn't bother me.
I don't know. Yeah,
Incentivize?
that's weird. Unless, yeah, I don't know.
Demure already came and went, if you ask me. That was
Yeah.
like a 2023.
I wonder if people who named their child Demure are regretting that
Right.
about now. You think?
If so, they could now say my bad, because that's another list word.
That one ain't going anywhere. I
My
mean, we
bad.
have been using it for a long time.
I know. You know, this is weird. So there's another phrase that was on their list a few years ago, and I don't like it, but I have found myself using it occasionally.
What is it?
Which is circle back.
Oh.
I just thought I would circle back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, circle back. Just say what you want, right?
Hey.
But I've said it a few times.
But is that
and
a
I'm
nice
like,
way
that's
to
a
be like,
banned
you
word.
know, yeah, I sent the email, you're not responding.
Uh-huh.
You know, is that a nice way of saying, like,
Yeah,
I
maybe.
demand a response versus
Probably.
like, oh, I'm just circling back. Did
Yeah.
you see my email?
Although in my case, it's more like, I forgot to get back to you 3 weeks ago.
Hey, I'm circling back.
There you go. All right, break time. Look at our beautiful, gorgeous Grand Canyon. We'll be right
Wow.
back. Well, I will just say this one thing, Des, which is it is true that there are big crowds at the Grand Canyon in the summer months, but the shoulder season and even here in the dead of winter, it's so beautiful. And if you want to avoid the crowds, this would probably be a really good time of year to go in the month of January.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, best time to take advantage of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Okay, so we welcome you back. This is Fox 10 Talks with Ron and Des. And please don't worry, Bella is coming up. Look, here she is on the Bella Cam in just a few more minutes. But hey, let's talk a little bit about, Des, the tariff world, because we have cross currents going on here. Mm-hmm. We have a president who says we're bringing in tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions, no, tens of billions, in tariff money coming in. But at the same time, people are like, look, we're fed up with the prices we're paying. And so they just announced that all these tariffs that were going to be going on the pasta are not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And using a phrase you just used, do you think the president is circling back a little bit and maybe rethinking some of these tariffs?
I think so.
I mean, could you imagine if your favorite Italian pasta doubles in price?
Right.
I mean, you're probably, at some point you're going to let it go.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. And it's interesting because how did I ever get into this conversation? Many years ago, not like 6 years ago, I'm over in Rome. Mm-hmm. And, you get great Italian food when you're in Rome. And I was talking to a guy who said, the thing about Italian pasta, and particularly, what was the other item? Olive oil. People are like, oh, I want good Italian olive oil from the old country. Mm-hmm. He said, look on the back and see how much stuff comes out of Tunisia, not Italy. And so I've started to do that now, especially with the olive oil. Oh. But possibly on the pasta. So
where are you finding it coming from there?
Oh, all over the place. Yeah. Huh. So I don't know. I guess if it tastes good, I probably don't pay that much of a close of attention. But anyway, the announcement is, by the way, we do have some pasta to show you. The announcement is that the prices are not going to be going up. The import tax on 13 different Italian-made pastas, which, look, there are going to be some things. I'm not in favor of us importing our pharmaceuticals from wherever, China, India, Pakistan. That needs to be made in the USA. But I'm okay with importing pasta from Italy. I mean, they're the experts, right? So they had 13 different Italian pasta makers that were going to be facing an import tax or a tariff as high as 92%. It was just announced it's going to be more like in the 2 to 5% range.
Yeah, I mean, because if you place tariffs so high, then aren't producers going to say, well, what's in it for me? If it's, if you're going to place a 95% tariff on my product, then... Yeah. I'm just, at one point, do you say it's not even worth it?
Yeah. Well, I know the whole goal is to boost American manufacturing and also bring money into the Treasury, but come on. I mean, the Italians perfected it, that's for sure. The other thing that I found this one really interesting, Des, is when it comes to furniture. Again, it all started back in the pandemic when all of a sudden we were having a hard time getting stuff that's normally imported on a daily basis into the U.S., right? I mean, there were problems at the ports, et cetera, and we're like, oh, so that is made in China. Oh, that is made in China. Well, who knew that a lot of the furniture and kitchen cabinets that you buy anymore are coming from other countries? I assume they all got made in North Carolina. That's sort of the big furniture making capital of the country.
Yeah, and maybe most companies do try to source from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And then it got me thinking, first of all, I wanted to see where are the top companies for furniture. Mm-hmm. Wayfair, if people are doing online shopping, Pottery Barn, IKEA. So those are some of the biggest ones.
That are made in the U.S., you're saying?
Well, the biggest companies just in general.
Oh, really?
For folks buying furniture. Yeah. Wow. And then more specifically, because I felt like Pottery Barn is pretty popular. Okay. And according to at least quick search on Google, they make their upholstered items in North Carolina. Okay. A lot of other items, Vietnam, China, Indonesia, and Pakistan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that
maybe
could impact a lot of furniture.
And maybe a lot of these pre-made cabinets, I could see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I got some cabinets installed at the house. Now I want to go check the kind of the labels on the inside to see.
Yeah, I wonder. So that 25% tariff that the president imposed in September, that'll stay in place. But at least for another year, he's delaying the 30% tariff on upholstered furniture.
Okay.
And then that 50% would have been on kitchen cabinets and vanities.
If you're thinking about new furniture, now you got a whole year to get out there and shop.
Or maybe now you speed up the timeline for your kitchen reno or bathroom reno.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what's going on in Minnesota because it's such a big story. The administration has decided to suspend child care funds across the country because of these growing allegations of widespread fraud involving daycare centers, primarily in the Somalian community in the Twin Cities, in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And so prosecutors say the scheme may have cost taxpayers in the billions of dollars. And the governor there, Tim Walz, says, hey, we've been aware of it and we've been investigating for some time. But critics are saying, well, why didn't you stop it earlier? Kind of a thing. The amount of well, actually, there have already been dozens of convictions, but there are dozens more pending prosecutions as well. And so it led to our poll question, Des, and here's what it's looking like. Grab this QR code, let us know. 23% are angry that millions, maybe billions, were stolen from taxpayers. 66% say the top officials there need to be investigated, including the governor. And that I'll point out, he says, look, we've been on this for a while. So, you take that as well. 11% are saying it does seem bad because there have been prosecutions and convictions, but feel like President Trump's politicizing it. How about on YouTube, Des?
And then 40% saying that they're angry that millions, maybe even billions stolen from taxpayers. 18% saying top officials, including the governor there in Minnesota, need to be investigated. 42% saying it seems bad that Trump is politicizing this. I just found it fascinating as I've been reading up more on this, according to an article in NPR, that this 23-year-old kind of self-described independent YouTube journalist
this YouTuber
is really
breaking
kind of uncovering and breaking this. And I don't know if you could say adding fuel, to the fire here or exposing, what is corrupt, but he's kind of going to these different daycare facilities and ambushing these owners and employees about about kind of what's going on.
What's his name?
Nick Shirley.
Okay, so we need to try to get him because he's already gone on a couple of the big podcasts. We're big too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be nice to know, where is he getting his information and his facts, and what has he found?
And the other question is, why does it take a young guy like that who says, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to this daycare center. I got the address. I'm going to go there. Oh, you won't let me in. Well, where's all the kids? That kind of a thing. Why wasn't that being done by the local journalists there or et cetera? So interesting. He's definitely making
maybe
a name
he had the
for
time
himself.
on his hands.
Probably so. Yeah. All right, Bella, what are you seeing for reaction on all of this?
I am seeing quite a few
comments. Can you pull your mic just a little bit closer? Sorry. Just a little bit. Oh, there it is. Mr. Microphone. Yes, sure.
Yes, so we are seeing nearly 200 comments on this poll. Let's see. Tammy Ruiz says, I want Arizona taxpayer money back. We didn't agree and it shouldn't be spent this way. AZAM says, I can't believe this happened. We really need to get to the bottom of this. And Hot Soup 1001 says, it's truly a shame that Arizona has turned into the floor drain of California. So a lot of people are kind of bringing it back to our state, even though this happened in Minnesota. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, well,
there's no allegations in Arizona. We need to point that out for sure.
No, but the president might pull funding that impacts all 50 states.
That is what's happening. That's a really
that's
good
certainly
point.
obviously going to have an impact here, but obviously related to what's going on in Minnesota.
We'll see how long that freeze lasts, that's for sure. Hey, okay, before we go to break, I just wanted to announce that it is national. This is one of my resolutions, Des.
Oh,
Do a better job of letting you guys at home know when it's National Whatever Day. And it's National 55-mile-an-hour day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. This is not one to be celebrated because I don't think anybody goes 55 on our freeways around here. What was Crystal's take this morning? She's like, have you been on the 101 lately?
Yeah, really.
You know,
I don't
nobody
even
goes
think they're
55.
going 65 anymore.
But I do remember it was 1974 on this day that Richard Nixon said, look, oh no, we're running out of oil. Because the whole thing was manufactured. You know, I mean, there were long gas lines. You go back and look on YouTube at all the lines, gas lines. They had all these crazy things where you could only buy gas if your license plate ended with a odd number on odd numbered days. If you were down to fumes and you had an even numbered car, no way. You couldn't buy your gas. It was crazy. So Nixon came up with it, and he said, well, the solution is we're running out of gas, so we're having everybody slow down, and now you have to drive 55 on the freeways. Well, so our director is Brian, and he refuses to go on the air, but I can tell you he's from Montana, and I'm from Washington, Eastern Washington. I would drive from my hometown, Des, of Spokane, Wenatchee, over to Spokane to work at the radio station, KJRB. You go through 3 towns in 3 hours. There's nothing out there but wheat fields in all of Eastern Washington. You go through Quincy, Moses Lake, and a little town called Ritzville. 3 hours, that's it. And I'm like puttering along at 54 miles an hour. And I'm like, I could be going 80, but it's not allowed.
3 hours?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's dedication. One way?
Correct. But it was a big time radio DJ job, so I had to take it.
Yeah. And look at you now. Good thing you did.
Did you ever have, when in New York, do they have like lower speed limits, or, you know, when you hop on the freeways? What do you have back there?
Oh, like I said, it's been more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I want to say, no, I mean, we have one very popular roadway, Millersport Highway.
Yeah.
The speed limit on there might be 55, or is it 45?
Well, if it's in
But
an
I think
urban
once you get to the
area
highway,
like
it's
that,
65,
congested.
so.
But, yeah. Anyway, okay, so celebrate or just be glad we don't have it anymore because it lasted for 21 years. My gosh.
Too long.
I know. Let's take a break. That was fun having Bella on here. By the way, up next, Year in Review. The biggest news stories in Arizona. You won't want to miss that for sure. Well, it's not a mystery cam, but I'll tell you, the wind is flapping. You can see Old Glory in the wind there, can't you? Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyhow, Des, we have a great story coming up now. Year in review.
Yes, it has been a year full of everything. Right? The good, the bad.
Sure, and the ugly. All right, let's get to it. This is highlights from the first half of the year, and roll it.
2025 begins with a deadly explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Police say the man accused of detonating a Tesla Cybertruck full of fireworks had ties to Arizona.
A massive explosion on New Year's Day outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. The bed of that Cybertruck was loaded with gas containers and fireworks. Investigators now believe the man inside the car was Matthew Livelsberger, an Army Green Beret who was on leave from duty overseas.
The individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle.
The new Maricopa County Sheriff took over duties January 1st. We sat down one-on-one with Jerry Sheridan as he laid out his plans for his office.
Don't forget, I took an oath to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, and I will be faithful to that oath.
On January 7th, two massive wildfires explode in Los Angeles County. Crews from Arizona spent weeks trying to put out the flames.
This is a big fire. This is way bigger than we've seen before. The smoke is really dark, and there's a lot of it.
This is my life. Everything's gone. I'm in shock. It's just everything.
Multiple fires tearing across Los Angeles area with devastating force as residents make a desperate escape from burning homes through the flames.
Now, there have been some shocking images of homes and structures completely gutted, going up in flames. So far, more than 1,000 structures have been destroyed, and we've just learned that there are now at least 5 people who have died as a result of these fires.
The Palisades fire was finally contained on January 31st. 12 people were killed and nearly 6,000 structures destroyed. And the Eaton fire in Altadena killed 19 people and destroyed 9,000 buildings. Phoenix experienced 159 days without any measurable rainfall, the second longest on record. On January 29th, Sky Harbor recorded 0.01 inches of rain, ending the dry streak one day shy of the record. The rain much needed in the valley.
Now at 9, a news alert has become on the air. Protesters blocking streets in downtown Phoenix. Just in the past hour, I-10 reopening through downtown Phoenix. It was briefly shut down because of all this.
Now, this is a view from Sky Fox. Phoenix police blocking the march near 7th Street and Roosevelt, trying to keep people from making their way on the freeway.
For several days at the beginning of February, hundreds of people took to the streets protesting against immigration raids that were playing out across the country. It was relatively peaceful. But at times, things did get a bit out of control. Protesters began shooting off fireworks, doing donuts with their cars in the middle of the street, and in Glendale, one person was arrested for going on a joyride in an officer's patrol vehicle. Several other police cars were damaged. On February 10th, a private plane owned by Motley Crue's frontman Vince Neil crashed at the Scottsdale airport. The pilot was killed when it slammed into another plane parked on the tarmac. Neil was not on board, but his girlfriend and her friend were. They were taken to the hospital with injuries. The pilot's family says he flew helicopters in the Marines and was a private pilot for 6 decades. Tragedy hits the San Carlos Apache tribe. On February 14th, the dismembered remains of 14-year-old Emily Pike were found by hikers off Highway 60 near Globe. The teen was reported missing in January after running away from a Mesa group home.
She was loving, she was kind.
It's been nearly a year and no arrests have been made. A hefty reward is being offered for anyone with information that leads to an arrest.
Arizona Congressman Raul Grijalva has died.
He has been battling a long battle with cancer, undergoing treatment. He had been absent from Congress as he underwent these treatments in recent months. Longtime Congressman Raul Grijalva passed away March 13th. He served in the U.S. House for 23 years, representing Arizona's 7th District in southern Arizona. Grijalva prided himself on representing what he considered the underdogs. His daughter, Adelita Grijalva, would win her seat in a special election in September. March 19th, the first execution in Arizona in nearly 3 years would be carried out.
Today, Arizona resumed the death penalty, and justice for Ted Price and his family was finally served.
Gunches was sentenced to death after kidnapping and killing his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend in 2002. He'd repeatedly asked to be killed, which was finally granted after the state reviewed the process and deemed it safe. Gunches had no final words.
Gunshots captured in a neighborhood doorbell video.
A prominent Valley attorney shot and killed in the driveway of his Arcadia home March 21st. 49-year-old Christopher Eves arrested and charged with the murder of his brother, James.
Just strange to have this happen in a neighborhood like this. We've never, ever had anything like that.
Police say he returned to the scene of the crime and several loaded weapons were found in his car. Eves' parents told police they believe Christopher suffers from mental illness.
Right when you walk into the zoo, pretty much just veer to your left.
Yep, it's right off the entrance. You don't have to, you go through, you scan your tickets, and just a hop, skip, and away, you're seeing jaguars.
The Phoenix Zoo officially opens its new Big Cats of Arizona habitat. The new state-of-the-art space shows off some of Arizona's most elusive native predators, including mountain lions and jaguars. You can even check out the big cats from above with a catwalk over the enclosure.
Who loves record highs? And no, it's a ghost town. Just tumbleweeds here. No one is cheering for record heat tomorrow, but I think we'll see perhaps 2 records fall by the time we get into the weekend.
Phoenix hits its first 100-degree day of 2025 on April 10th, tying the daily record set back in 2018. We hit triple digits a few weeks earlier than normal. It usually doesn't get that hot until later in April or the beginning of May.
When I got the little kid calmed down, I asked him, I said, did you walk all night? And he said, no, I slept under a tree. And I said, did my dog find you? And he said, yep. And I said, you just followed my dog? When he goes, yep. And the dog brought him back here.
A dog named Buford is hailed a hero for helping keep a lost 2-year-old safe overnight in Seligman. The little boy named Bowden wandered off while his mom was changing his sibling's diaper. He spent hours walking alone through dangerous terrain until he came upon Buford. In the morning, Buford's owner found the pair safe at the entrance of his property. Turns out Bowden had walked over 7 miles. Buford received an honorary search and rescue certificate and a vest for his good work.
The last thing you ever want to see is a crash, and especially something as horrendous as that.
Video of a speedboat flipping at Lake Havasu goes viral. It happened on April 26th. The boat was going over 210 miles per hour, trying to break a record. It flew into the air and crashed on the lake. The driver suffering only minor injuries, but they did raise $20,000 to donate to several charities.
The first teen convicted of killing 16-year-old Preston Lord at a Halloween party in Queen Creek in 2023 was sentenced to prison. William Owen Hines is the only one of the 7 suspects who has taken a plea deal so far.
His crocodile tears when he changed his plea from guilty for manslaughter and the other attacks really mean nothing to me or to his victims and their families. He is only remorseful for being caught and charged.
Hines will serve an additional 5 years on top of the 12 for reckless drunk driving. The 6 other suspects are expected to go to trial in 2026.
Yeah, this got really tense today. ICE agents would stand by in the parking lot here. Other ICE agents would go into the courtroom. They would detain people and then bring them out. This is all because of what appears to be a shift in legal strategy by the feds, but ICE isn't talking.
Tensions flared outside of the federal immigration court in Phoenix as ICE agents detained several people who showed up for their court hearing. Demonstrators gathered outside clashing with agents. Homeland Security said that it was fast-tracking deportations of migrants at their immigration court hearings who illegally crossed the border during the last 2-year period.
All of our layer flocks have been on the west side of town have been determined to be positive. So we're in the act of depopulating those farms and removing the chickens and trying to start the cleanup process.
Hickman's Family Farm, the state's largest egg producer and one of the top 20 in the country, lost about 6 million chickens, about 95% of their population, because of the bird flu. Hundreds of employees were laid off, and the farm said that it would take 2 years until production got back to normal. But in November, they announced that they were being sold to a Brazilian-based egg producer.
Apache Junction police officer Gabriel Facio shot and killed in the line of duty. The suspect was pulled over for waving a gun but took off on foot. Police used pepper ball guns to try and stop him, but they say he opened fire with a ghost gun, hitting Officer Facio in the face.
He is still in very critical condition, and one thing that we'll tell you is that we need prayers for our officer. He is definitely a fighter, but he is not anywhere close from being in a stable condition.
Officer Facio died a week later from his injuries. He was honored with a procession and a memorial outside the police department. He leaves behind a wife, 2 children, and a department that loved him. In a case that captivated the Valley, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office announcing an arrest in the death of a beloved New River pastor, Bill Shaneman.
He was targeted at random. At this time, we have information that suggests Schief acted alone, and there is no further danger to the community from Adam Schief. The information we have has indicated that the motive was religious in nature and that there were a number of future victims planned.
The 76-year-old pastor was found dead in his home April 28th. The suspect, Adam Schief, arrested in Sedona 2 days later following a burglary call. Schief told Fox 10 during a jailhouse interview he broke into the pastor's home, crucified him in bed, and placed a crown of thorns on his head.
I will apologize to them in the aspect that I'm sorry that they got caught in the crossfire. Will I apologize for my actions? Absolutely not. I'm defending my father.
Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty against Schief. He's currently being held awaiting trial.
And there is an update for you on the major stories. Now, here's our game plan, by the way, is coming up here in just a little while. Ty and Anita will be joining. You know, they do every morning at 11 a.m. They've got some great guests and topics, and then they're going to do the second half of the year in this next half hour. It's so interesting to go back and realize how many of these major stories we had to discuss with you guys in what we call the friendliest chat online. Some of them are pretty gruesome stories, but a lot of them were just kind of interesting stories to talk about as well. All right, so we are going to take a break, and coming up after this break, Ty and Anita. Oh, and don't forget, Des and I will be back at 11:30. We hope you're having a great new year on day number 2. Hang with us for another hour of FTT.
It's a chaotic start to the day. There's Ty. Here's Anita.
I don't know what's going on with our camera shots again. I apologize. Our guest is here too, Jess.
Come closer.
Come on
just
over.
Come on. Just we'll be cozy.
We're new best friends.
Hey. Because you know what? You're with the library and we have to whisper anyway.
I mean,
yeah. You know, we're just kidding. You don't have to whisper. You're like, I mean, I don't know. You guys are crazy.
well, it depends. We have programs and events that get pretty rowdy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we do have some noise.
Okay, so you know that Anita and I are avid readers.
Yes.
Big time.
And then we kind of started our own like little book club, I guess you would say. Is
Okay,
like
love.
read this, see if you like this.
Yeah.
And then we talk about it. We had some real hit and misses in our
Do you
book
know
club.
what the biggest hit and miss was for us?
I think the miss was the woman in cabin 10.
Big miss.
Interesting. Okay.
And then they turned it into a movie on Netflix. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it either.
Not worth it.
Not
Not worth it,
really? And then there's a
But hold
sequel.
on. I did read the sequel though. And I don't know
Did you
why
like
I
it?
did that. No.
I don't know why I did that.
I was bored on vacation.
Okay.
And so I read it.
Just to see.
But it was, and it wasn't as good either. But I usually like that author. What's her name?
Gillian Flynn? No.
No.
Woman, let me look.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
Okay, I know. Woman in Cabin
10,
13.
author. No, 10.
Oh, shoot, 10.
That's a different
No,
book.
oh, I just read that one too.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Same author,
I
no?
know. What is it?
Well, now it's just the movie. See, this is what happens when a movie comes out.
author.
The book gets forgotten, doesn't it?
Yes.
I like the book better.
Unless
than...
it's a book fan. Like, I feel like book fans, people who have
Yes.
read the book, always prefer.
Why won't her name come up anywhere? Author, book.
Oh, Ruth Ware.
Oh, Ruth Ware. I like.
Ware.
What are some other good Ruth Ware books?
Oh, the other one that we hated.
that we hated.
What was
Poor
it?
Ruth. I hope you're
No,
not
it
watching.
wasn't, it wasn't a
Ruth.
Ruth. It was the guy, the silent
Oh,
Okay.
that. Did you read that?
No.
Don't
read
read it either.
it. I mean, I don't like. I'm not
love that.
trying to like. What's the word?
Yuck, anyone's yum.
and like ruin the end for you, but it didn't make sense.
It made no sense.
It just didn't make sense. The Housemaid is huge because that they just turned that into a movie.
As well,
and I have a couple of friends who went and saw the movie. Have you haven't read The
No, I haven't
Housemaid?
read that one.
Okay. I liked the book and the premise, but I think that the author is a storyteller and not necessarily an author. I'm not an author either.
I'm interested between the difference for you between an author and a storyteller.
I'm very into how someone writes. And when someone is writing, like, I guess I should take my clothes and put them on the rack, and then I don't feel like they're writing; they're telling a story.
Right.
I'm going to sing her praises. You know, Allison Brennan.
Local author.
She's local. She has she's written like over 50 books, and many of them are in the New York Times bestseller. She writes more thrillers.
Yes, and we kind of like thriller.
I like.
I was gonna say yes.
I'm a big. I love a good thriller. I finish one book and I'm downloading. I got the Libby app.
Oh, beautiful.
Brilliant.
As you should.
By the way, that is the best. Have you have it?
I do have the Libby app.
It is the best resource ever.
Yes.
Folks at home.
Super accessible.
If you don't have the Libby app, you need a library card. You go in, you can read it on your tablet, your phone, or your Kindle, and you literally can read anything you want.
Anything.
For free.
For free.
But I like how Allison Brennan, if you ever have a moment, you can even read some stuff for free too. But they have examples. I just really like how she writes and tells the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Good combo.
She's a smart writer.
So we brought you in because we thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about last year, because I love kind of digging into what was hot last year and what do you think will be the trends going into this year.
Because we do have trends when it comes to books.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think was kind of the big trend last year? What did your kind of data show, I guess, as far as what was most popular?
We have been, it's been coming up a lot across our social media, and a lot of other library systems as well are reviewing most checked out books from 2025.
Yeah. Okay.
So The Women by Kristen Hanna, which
You know what? I saw a couple of people at work here had this on their desk.
Yes. I read this.
It's good?
This past year. It is fantastic.
Let me see if I can get
Kristen Hanna, by the way, all of her books that I've read,
What
I've
else have I
never
read?
not liked a Kristen Hanna book.
I've never heard anyone say the opposite. Everyone loves.
What is this book about?
This one is a woman that ends up joining the Women's Army Corps.
In Vietnam.
And and it just tells her story of traveling to war, but then also coming home and what that reintegration during that time for her was like.
And it says this is historical fiction.
Yes,
Okay.
historical drama.
I like that.
Well, what was so interesting about this is that she came home and, she had we can give a little spoiler, I guess,
Yes.
PTSD from the war. They didn't really know what PTSD
At that
PTSD
time,
was
correct.
back
Yeah.
then. And she would try and get help, and they're like, women weren't there. And she's like, I was a nurse.
I was there.
I saw the worst of the worst. So it's a fascinating story.
100%. And I'll say I'm myself an Army combat veteran.
Oh, thank you for your
Absolutely.
service.
And so this is just something I love that this kind of gets that story out there to
Yeah.
people who may not have that awareness. And I know it's something that the veteran community is always trying to push, right? What that experience is like, what
Yeah.
the reintegration is like. So love.
And the
Love,
other
love,
one,
love.
okay, sorry, I'm just going
Go
off
ahead,
on a
yeah,
tangent.
absolutely.
I think my very favorite book
Nightingale.
was The Nightingale. That
love.
Kristen
Did you
Hanna.
buy me that book as a gift
Yep,
once?
I sure did.
Take
You
the credit.
bought
Yes,
you
that was
bought me
me.
I think you bought me the Nightingale.
So that's a good
yes,
one.
you did.
Mhm. So
It's
good.
excellent.
Yes.
And I heard that one's going to turn into a movie too.
Fingers
Allegedly,
crossed.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
And then The
Make
Great
sure you-
Alone. Sorry, I'm just on
Go
my
ahead.
Kristen
Oh,
Hanna.
Go
yes,
ahead.
she is. That's 2017. The Four Wind. Her books are excellent.
Yeah.
she's
All
really
of-
good.
You can't go wrong with the Kristen Hanna.
Yeah, again,
book.
I've never heard a complaint
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
her. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, sorry to derail the
Yeah,
entire-
absolutely. Oh, James Patterson's huge.
So the
Yeah.
not funny, but the funny thing, coincidental thing about him is he actually appeared on our top 10 most checked out books 3 times.
Oh,
So
really?
3. This is his top number 1 most checked out, which is 3rd on our list. And this is The Texas Murders.
Oh.
So he's a big, and from what I've been getting from the community, he's big out here. Like a lot of our readers are very much into James Patterson. The
I don't know
crime.
that I've
it's
ever
more
read a
like
Patterson
the
book.
crime thriller.
Okay.
Side of things.
Huh,
For
okay.
sure.
Do you know what I'm doing right now, you guys? I'm going to my Libby app to see what I can get and what's available.
Can you
Yes,
wait till
absolutely.
we're done?
No.
Can you multitask? All right.
And
we'll
I
put
did
that
check
one
these before I came in, and all of these do have copies on shelves at
Oh, they
local
do?
branches.
Awesome,
We have
thank you.
17 branches and a bookmobile.
The
You
bookmobile
can find
is
us anywhere.
the bookmobile is cute.
So cute.
I did a live shot in the bookmobile, and I did not want to leave.
No.
It's like we both have Kindles because sometimes it's the
Mm-hmm. I don't have a
convenience.
Kindle.
You don't?
No, I read it on my phone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, same difference,
Yeah.
right? I love opening a book, and I love carrying my book around,
Yes.
and I like moving it from room to room in my house. But I will say the convenience of having the Libby app on your phone or tablet or Kindle, like when you're traveling, is really nice.
Yes.
Because we read quick.
Well,
Well-
it depends on the book.
Don't put me in that category.
Well, you know, because some books you get like hooked,
Right,
and you're
right,
like,
right.
it's a page turn. You cannot wait to finish.
Yeah.
I'm reading a book right now,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
and my friend gave it to me, and I'm not a sci-fi guy, and it's
not
the
either.
hold on, the Project Hail Mary,
Okay. Okay.
and it's getting a lot of buzz, but I'm just not like
You're not into it.
How
No.
far into the book are
a
you?
quarter of the way.
Okay. Do you know, like, usually is that where you start, or
Oh.
Well, I
To
know
pick up
I
interest?
know a lot sooner if I
Okay.
like something.
Yeah, I know from page
But, like,
one usually.
Okay.
This book keeps giving me like little hooks, and I'm like,
Right.
okay, I got it. I got to keep. But
maybe
he
that's
says the reward at the end is worth it.
Okay.
So I think I've got to
You're gonna
finish
stick it out?
But yeah,
How
Okay.
big
I
is
have-
it? How thick is it?
It's not that.
Oh, okay.
It's not too bad.
Okay.
But I have other books on my shelf
Right.
that I'm like, I
wanna
want to
get
read
to more.
those.
Yeah.
But I have to finish this one. So.
I have to ask you guys if you read multiple, but first, really, really quickly. Brandy the Bookworm says Thrift Books website and app is a place to buy books for super cheap. You can buy new and used at different condition levels. You can pick your level. She's obsessed with that website.
I've never even heard of Thrift Books.
I haven't
Add
either.
that.
Me neither.
And Be Kind Forever says we love Libby,
Mm-hmm.
which and that we love audiobooks too. Audiobooks are great for a long commute.
Yeah, and Husky Mom has another question for
Oh,
you.
okay.
She is
I missed
asking,
that.
can you get a library card without physically going to a library?
You can fill out an application on our website, and you can get an electronic library card, one that you can use to access all of our digital resources.
Would that include Libby?
That would include Libby,
okay.
because it will give you your
They changed that recently then because I had to go get a card.
To get the physical card, you do
Yeah.
have to come into your local branch, correct?
Okay.
But if you go to our website, phoenixpubliclibrary.org, you can find all of our locations, hours, and all that good stuff.
One more question. Do you have to be a resident? Do you have to prove you're a resident of the Phoenix metro area in order to be a part of the Phoenix Library?
You do have to provide a driver's license or ID.
Okay.
But not necessarily for the Phoenix area.
Are you gonna, you're not going to turn anyone away if they come in from like Tempe or Crown King?
Absolutely not. No, we cover everyone in Maricopa County.
Okay.
Oh,
Phoenix
great.
resident or not.
Oh,
Can you
perfect.
guys read more than one book at a time?
I can't.
I can't either.
I like to focus on one. Well,
Me too.
you are probably a bookworm, so
Well,
you're probably...
it just depends on what I'm doing. Like, what's the intention of me reading each book? Am I learning something? Am I researching? Like, what am I doing? And I'm also a very, like, I'm a multitasker. I'm a creative, so I do a lot of things to keep my attention.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it,
So
but
maybe,
sometimes.
maybe you're reading a thriller, but then you've also have a book that you're going to Spain. So you're doing a little bit, or you're reading, trying to brush up on your Spanish.
But also, if the book is intoxicating, I'm
only
binging.
binging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Binging.
Binging, yeah.
Man, we've only got 3 minutes left.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
We've flown by, Jess. I apologize.
Good conversation.
What's the trend then for this year, 2026?
I'm going to say more of the same.
Okay.
I'm going to say more of the same.
I'm fine with that.
Jess, I want to ask you this too, because you obviously are entrenched in this world, but I have trouble finding something that I want to read. Like you go to the bookstore and you read the covers, or rather the back, and you kind of get an idea. But I've recently started going on like Goodreads.
Okay.
And reading like, if you like this, you'll like this. Now, what do you think as kind of a professional in this world? How do you get your book recommendations?
She walks around the library. No, just kidding.
That, yes.
That's a part of
I
the
will
job.
also say if you follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Phoenix Public Library, we do a monthly recap, and we poll our community. We poll the Phoenix community. What are you guys reading? And then like a couple weeks out, we'll post what everybody submitted that they're looking at and reading. So that's a way to get different, kind of seeing what other people are doing in the area. And I just go back to what am I interested in that moment?
Yeah.
Like what's something that I'm genuinely trying to learn or wanting to experience, a perspective I'm trying, and then that kind of guides my selection process more so.
I got to tell you, I never thought I was like a historical fiction person until I read The Nightingale. And then I was like, oh, this is like, I'm learning, but I'm also like totally involved in this story. Yeah. So
And
I
you
feel
like the author.
And I like the author.
I don't know if that's a bad habit I have, but if I like an author, I stick to
with
that author.
Right.
Because I know the book is going to be good.
Exactly.
And I know I'm going to enjoy the
You know
read.
what you like.
Or I'll call Allison and I'll say, who else should I read? And she'll recommend a couple of different authors for me.
That's a good one too. Trusted friends.
Yeah.
And people you know.
Well, that's what, and that is literally how we started. Like, we were all of a sudden like, oh, I like to read. I like to read.
Yes.
It's like, and then we would swap because this was before Kindle even.
Yeah.
Love.
And I love to read. Oh, goodness. It's great. Okay. How many locations, website, Instagram?
Yes, 17 locations plus a bookmobile. You can find us at phoenixpubliclibrary.org and reach us on Instagram and Facebook at Phoenix Public Library.
I love it.
Do you have a favorite author?
We're putting you on the spot now.
I know.
Now the tough questions come at the end.
I think right now, I'm going to kind of maybe jump on a bandwagon, and probably just because of my connection with this book the most, I'm going to say Kristen Hanna.
Yeah, she's
at the
fantastic.
moment.
You've got it. The Great Alone too is another one of my favorites that she wrote. Okay. I really went on a Kristen Hanna binge. Can you tell?
I feel that.
Well, Jess, thank you so much for coming in.
Anytime.
Come back
New Year.
anytime.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will. Maybe once a month with when you do the review. You can come
I
in.
like that.
Okay. We'll
All right.
schedule you in.
Quick break, you guys. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Oops. Oh, there we are.
So
Simone, our director that's helping us, she's like, I've got it all. I've got it all mapped out. And of course, I pushed the wrong button. So that was my
earlier
fault.
in the show, at the top, I think at the 10, Ron ran a piece on the top stories that took place when we had so many top news stories from January through June of 2025. So we are going to show you the rest of the year, July through December of 2025.
All right.
Yeah,
Without further
enjoy.
ado, here it is.
So we jumped in the car and we just took off, and we could see behind us the whole park going up in smoke. Now at the stage where we're like, wow, we just have to pick up the pieces and build our lives again.
Devastation at the Grand Canyon, the Dragon Bravo fire sparked by lightning on July 4th near the North Rim. The fire burned for nearly 3 months, going up and down on containment. Over that stretch of time, it would scorch more than 140,000 acres. It burned dozens of buildings, including the historic Grand Canyon Lodge. Officials came under heavy scrutiny after the decision to strategically let it burn backfired. And the deaths of 2 young girls spark more questions for the Department of Child Safety. On July 5th, 16-year-old Zariah Dodd was found shot dead at a park in Phoenix after running away from a group home.
A grisly discovery in West Phoenix. A woman's body is found in a park near 55th Avenue in Osborne.
It took sunrise for a man walking his dog to notice the body of a pregnant teen in the grass at Maryview Park just before 6 a.m. on July 5th. A crime scene ensued as Phoenix police learned 16-year-old Zariah Dodd was killed overnight after a gunshot to the head. Zariah was almost 6 months pregnant, expecting a baby girl.
Police arrested 18-year-old Jacree James Gillette and 36-year-old Jarrell Davis, who they say was the father of Dodd's unborn child. Her family says the state took custody of her when she was just 1.
I hope you remember that. I trusted you! I was convicted in the media long before I went to trial. We all know that there was no way for me to come to Arizona and get a fair, impartial, or speedy trial. And now that fact has been proven.
You've left a wake of destruction, stretching from Louisiana, across Texas, Arizona, up to Idaho and back again.
The Lori Vallow saga comes to an end in the Valley. The Doomsday Mom handed down 2 more life sentences after being found guilty of conspiring to murder her ex-husband, Charles Vallow, and her role in the attempted murder of her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux. Vallow represented herself in court, blaming her brother, and often clashed with the judge. She's already serving 2 life sentences in the murders of her 2 children, Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow, and her current husband, Chad Daybell's late wife. Vallow was extradited back to Idaho to serve her sentences. July 27th, Holbrook police respond to a call of an unresponsive child found off the highway. The child, 10-year-old Rebecca Baptiste, flown to Phoenix Children's Hospital, where she later died.
How long has it been since you found her unresponsive?
We don't know. The neighbor brought her.
When did the neighbor bring her?
She was supposed to go stand in the shade and go wait for me because that's where we've been keeping her, to be outside, because she can't be trusted in the building because she gets there. There's knives, there's weapons, there's everything.
Doctors say Rebecca was malnourished and had extensive brain bleeds and injuries from head to toe. They say she'd been sexually assaulted. Her father and his girlfriend were arrested, facing murder charges. Teachers at the school that Rebecca attended say they contacted DCS multiple times to try to get her help.
If you stop or you stay in one place, you die. So there's a reason for this. And God has something for me ahead.
A story of survival. 59-year-old Joe Sullivan was on a Catholic teen boys retreat in the Fossil Creek Wilderness just outside of Strawberry when he got separated from the group. His cell phone lost power and he couldn't find his way home. Sullivan tried to conserve energy by not walking in the heat of the day, and he ate prickly pears. He says he followed the river until he made it to the highway, where he stood in the middle of the road until someone stopped to help.
Our cameras were rolling when we heard the news.
Joe was found.
He was found. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Praise the Lord.
Wait. What can you tell us about? Where was he found?
We just heard that he self-rescued himself.
A stabbing inside a classroom at Maryvale High School leaves a 16-year-old dead. It prompted a 2-hour lockdown, with many parents left wondering if their child was involved.
We have also some new details about another big story that we have been covering all week long about that stabbing that happened inside of a Phoenix high school.
Maryvale High School has a weapons detection system in place, but the school district would not discuss the sensitivity levels or how the weapon got into the school in the first place. The suspect faces first-degree murder charges. A massive dust storm envelops Arizona, from Casa Grande up the I-10, hitting Apache Junction, Gilbert, Phoenix, Glendale, and everywhere in between. It traveled for more than 100 miles, finally breaking apart all the way up in Bumblebee, Arizona. Behind the wall of dust was one of the most powerful storms of the year. It knocked out power for thousands of customers, even taking Fox 10 off the air. It caused severe damage, uprooting trees and damaging homes and cars.
I enjoy the morning after because it's absolutely gorgeous right now, other than having to clean up after it.
Thousands of families, including my own, have made memories here that will last a lifetime.
Why would we want to lose such a huge focal point? Why would we want to lose the history that we grew with the Diamondbacks?
Chase Field, which first opened in 1998, secures its home in downtown Phoenix for the next 3 decades. The legislature passed a bill in June earmarking $500 million for much-needed renovations to the stadium. Now, if the team were to leave Arizona before 2035, then they would be fined $10 million. The money would mostly come from taxes paid on items bought at the ballpark.
Welcome on into the news at noon. We begin with a Fox 10 News alert. Political activist and founder of Phoenix-based Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, has been shot at an event at the Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah.
One of the most powerful conservative voices in America, Charlie Kirk, assassinated during a political event in Utah at Utah Valley University. He founded Turning Point USA in 2012, headquartered in Phoenix.
Authorities now say they do have a person of interest in custody. They're interviewing that person right now.
The body of Charlie Kirk is on approach aboard Air Force Two. This is a jet for the Vice President. J.D. Vance and his wife are on board. They are tending and grieving with Erica, Charlie Kirk's wife.
Vice President J.D. Vance escorting Kirk's body back to the valley where he was laid to rest. Kirk called Phoenix his home and is where his company, Turning Point USA, was headquartered. His wife named CEO of the company in his place. A 21-year-old Utah man was arrested and accused of plotting and carrying out the assassination. Erica Kirk forgiving her husband's accused killer during a memorial service at State Farm Stadium.
I forgive him.
People here in Miami tell me 1 minute the sky was blue and the next there was water up to the bumpers of their cars. Now, the worst of the flooding in town was mostly confined to this street, West Sullivan Street. And you can see just how thick the mud still is. And the owner of this bar behind me, the Wild Horses Saloon, says he got a call that his entire wall had been blown off. You can see the remnants of that wall over here across the way.
The towns of Globe and Miami hit by devastating flooding multiple days in a row, and at times the water rose 20 feet, destroying homes and businesses, sweeping cars away and killing 3 people.
As the small towns are overwhelmed by tragedy, they've been met with families and football teams driving in from all over the state to help.
In the meantime, the valley was also hit hard by flooding.
Getting a lot of flooding right now, man. It's crazy flooding.
Not sure exactly how we're going to get out of here, but hopefully drained somewhere.
It was the wettest day in Phoenix in 7 years. The rain coming from 2 tropical storms off the coast of California. It caused a lot of flooding, which led to multiple water rescues. Cars, even a fire truck, were stuck in multiple feet of water. At least 1 person was killed when their vehicle was swept away near El Dorado Park, which turned into a river.
This is from Kyrene and Baseline. More video from Sky Fox. Wow. Roofs ripped off of buildings. Mark, this is kind of the hallmarks of a microburst.
It looks like when you saw the video from Sky Fox 2, when it kind of panned out, you could see all the other buildings around this spot were okay.
Yeah.
And then it was so targeted that,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what.
A microburst hit Tempe with winds around 70 miles per hour. More than 1,000 homes and around 200 buildings were damaged. October 14th, law enforcement announcing an arrest in the deaths of 2 Arcadia teens found murdered at Mount Ord in the Tonto National Forest over Memorial Day weekend.
The violent murders he committed against 2 innocent teenagers.
Thomas Brown taken into custody October 2nd. According to court documents, he contacted the sheriff's office saying he was on the mountain the weekend of the murders and had tips and evidence to share. But investigators say his story and other witness statements did not add up.
Across multiple crime scenes, it was Brown's DNA found inside the teenager's car, on a pair of gloves with the victim's blood, and personal items that led to his arrest.
This is obviously extraordinarily complicated, and we extend our deepest sympathies and sorrow to all the loved ones who have suffered the loss of this beautiful baby girl, and now another loss to his family.
The day a Marana man was set to turn himself in after pleading guilty in the hot car death of his 2-year-old daughter, he was found dead at a home in Phoenix. Police say 38-year-old Christopher Schultes died by suicide.
We dive deeper into the records of a Tempe bar at the center of both a hit-and-run investigation and underage drinking, a crackdown there.
Tempe Tavern releasing a statement tonight as police release records from the past few years.
Tempe police announced they cited 246 people for underage drinking at Tempe Tavern and using fake IDs. This was the second bust this year. In April, nearly 170 citations were issued. Tempe police say a 19-year-old ASU student, Ava Bello, was at Tempe Tavern in September. They say she got behind the wheel of a car and killed an 18-year-old man on a motorcycle and then left the scene.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
The Pentagon launches an investigation into Senator Mark Kelly after he joined 5 other Democratic lawmakers in a video telling U.S. troops they can defy illegal orders. The Pentagon investigating him for possible breach of military law. The president called the video seditious behavior punishable by death.
They knew what they were doing in this video, and Senator Mark Kelly and all of them should be held accountable for that.
President Trump is trying to silence me, threatening to kill me for saying what is true.
A report put together by the Navy on Senator Kelly's actions is being reviewed by the Pentagon.
Well, there's a beautiful view of the Tempe Town Lake. And I was just walking past one of our mini doors that we have here at Fox 10. We're such a big-time operation, Des, that we take up an entire city block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't that impressive?
Say what?
It's impressive.
It is impressive. But did you notice how that one door was open? And I'm like, ooh, I want to go outside and breathe the fresh air.
I did. I just took a little walk.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. How far did you go?
Some fresh air. Oh, not far.
Yeah.
Just our other parking lot. Yeah.
Just around the block.
Yeah. Just a little, stretch my legs a little.
Well, anyway, you're looking at the Tempe Town Lake, and it's turning out to be a really nice day. I sort of had the feeling it was going to be like this when we had all that fog this morning, because generally what happens is, and I'm no meteorologist, trust me on that, but after you've had a lot of moisture and then things finally start to dry out, up above the ground level, and you've still got that moisture in the ground that feels like it wants to go somewhere, this is what it ends up looking like. Ready? Okay, you got to check this out. Driving into the fog.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
We don't get fog all that often in the valley.
No, we really
It's something
don't.
we see in the Northeast all the time, but like I said, I saw some on my way in this morning, and it was kind of a shocker, and I realized, wow, we actually don't really get like a lot of fog.
So this camera, I kind of like it. It's called the Bend shot. It's right there on the 202. So let's say you're on the 10 and you're going to take the 202, which I highly recommend if you're not going into the city. You can bypass all of that traffic and just hop onto the I-10 out there around Wild Horse Pass. So this is at the Bend. And I don't know about you, Des, but if I was driving into that kind of a thick cloud of fog, I might think twice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's going on the other side.
And your high beams don't work in fog.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. We've all learned that through sad experience, I suppose.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and you're like, look, I moved here for the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyway, that's what folks are dealing with today. But it is burning off, and that's why when we showed you that camera, oh, by the way, the mystery cam, this is cool. This is Bakersfield, California. I call it the mystery cam. That's what my button says. But that's the Dino Fazzini cam. That's what that is.
Wow,
and
that's beautiful.
They have had so much rain, not so much snow down there in Bakersfield, that, it really does look very, very green. And that's a cool thing for sure. So this story that's coming in, Des, from, it's Columbus, Ohio, is really quite unbelievable because it's a murder mystery. The police say they do not believe, they're not dealing with a murder-suicide here. There was a well-known dentist in town and his wife who were killed the day before New Year's Eve on Tuesday. And yet the couple's children were found crying in the home. They were untouched. And there was no sign of a weapon that you would look for in like a murder-suicide.
No, they didn't find the gun.
Nope, didn't find a gun. I don't think they found a knife or anything.
No signs of forced entry.
Yes, and yet the couple is dead, and it is making big headlines. I'll show you some of the video coming in. So this is the Athens Dental Depot where he worked. And here's what we've learned about it so far. We're going to tell you about it now because it's really just beginning to make headlines this morning. His name is Spencer Teep, 37 years old. He and his wife, Monique, 39, were found dead. Look, they got all that crime scene tape up. They were found shot inside their home, and their two kids unharmed, crying inside. Now there's a massive manhunt underway to try to find the killer. So Teep worked at that dental depot we just showed you, and he was found with multiple gunshot wounds. Monique had at least one gunshot wound to the chest, and this all happened. This is all according to the New York Post. And so what happened was, now this seems a little bit unusual. Look, here's what they said to the police. He's always on time, and he would contact us. Now, there's the timeline. 8 a.m., dentist office opens. By 9 o'clock, they're calling 911. Now, that's a little unusual. I mean, people run late for work. Would you? I'm trying to think, if I was You're supposed to be here at work at pick an hour. I feel like 3 in the morning, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say I was supposed to be here at 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't here, and you couldn't get an answer on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And by 4 o'clock, would you call 911? I don't think so.
An hour later?
No, right?
You don't.
Would you call the police in an hour? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if we had like your wife's number, probably try that first.
Yes, right, sure.
I'd keep trying you. I'd probably try Renee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But they said it was odd because he was always very, very punctual.
Right.
So let's say even if the office opens at 9, but typically they probably get there early, right, to set up for the day. So if he's usually in every day by, let's say, 7:45 or like 8 o'clock, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, or sometimes you trust your gut, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
It really didn't feel right.
Yeah, I guess. So again, so another dentist, Dr. Mark Valrose, told police he's always on time. He would contact us if there were any issues. I don't know how else to say this, but we're very, very concerned. It's very out of character for him. So some coworkers drive by the house and insisted on a welfare check. And that was because, okay, now this is maybe a little bit more interesting. That was because they could hear the kids inside crying.
Mm-hmm. And then I was, looking up because it sounds like they're young children, and they are 4 and 1.
Oh gosh.
So
yeah, okay. So I mean, at some point the police will solve it, but there was no weapon found. And she had 1 gunshot wound, and he had at least 2 gunshot wounds, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's a heartbreaking story. And when things like this happen over the holidays, it impacts, the family for all the family members for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, she suffered at least one shot to the chest, according to those police records.
Yeah.
It's just devastating. And the office that he works at, his boss said we couldn't get a hold of him and we couldn't get a hold of his wife.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess right there, right? Like, we can't get either one of you. It's concerning.
I'm going to change my opinion on this. I thought it was odd that they called the police within 60 minutes, but now that I understand that they went to the house and they could hear the
children crying.
Kids inside crying. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and then there is this other sad update because the story coming in from the shooting at the Goodwill down in Tucson has just taken an awful turn. The victim, who seemingly was entirely shot at random, has died. Pima County Sheriff's deputies say that 40-year-old Adrian Orozco shot 2 people that were just there working in the store the day after Christmas, trying to earn a living. And you just saw the image there of 30-year-old Juan Cristobal Flores, who died from his injuries, we're told just this morning. So it is being treated as elevated to a murder case, and we'll have to wait to see what kind of additional charges are pending in that. Hey, all right, let's find some good news, shall we? I mean, we cover the bad news, but we cover the good news too.
Yeah, absolutely. And residents in the Rio Verde foothills pretty excited. Water has been such an issue for that incorporated town for so long.
And it's been kind of off the radar screen. Now, all of a sudden, big headlines. They got it all figured out. They got they got a pipe coming in where people can get all the water they need. And when we went out there yesterday, here's kind of what folks were saying as the water started to flow on January 1.
New year, new water. It's something these residents of Rio Verde have waited years for. And today, the water's flowing straight from these valves to these trucks to people's properties.
1,400 homes, 1,400 families who didn't know whether or not they had a reliable source of water.
Now they do, as water haulers pull up to the brand new standpipe inside the Rio Verde foothills community.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
In 2023, following a new drought management plan, the city of Scottsdale cut off water hauling to the unincorporated area outside of its city limits. VP of Developer Services for EPCOR, Frank Metzler, says a new standpipe typically takes 3 years. This one was completed in 6 months.
There are a lot of people who've been out here for a long time worrying about this issue. And it's a great feeling to know that it's been addressed, that we have a solution in place, and we're open for business.
Metzler says residents who use an average amount of water should expect to pay $130 a month. That's 16 cents per gallon of water plus a $75 monthly fee. But paying the water hauler is decided by the hauling company.
Paying for the standpipe, the monitor, the haulers, and price per gallon, we just don't know what it's going to even out to every month.
I'm happy about the water, that we've got that taken care of. The pricing is kind of like catching fog with a net. We're not sure about the pricing. We know we have water, but at what price?
Residents must live in Rio Verde foothills to pull from this EPCOR standpipe.
I wouldn't be surprised if this type of facility pops up in other places as well.
This permanent solution now gives this community a reliable water source for years to come. In Rio Verde, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
Kenzie doing a great job for us on that story, that is for sure. And Des, yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a mixed thing, I guess. People are like, well, we're sure glad we finally have a reliable source of water, but let's see what the bills are like in 6 months.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can resonate like with those feelings, those mixed emotions, being happy about the water.
Yeah.
But, you know, right, you got to see when the bill comes in, what it'll be.
Do you guys have fake grass or real grass?
We do.
Grass?
We have fake grass.
So we have fake grass too.
Yeah.
But I feel like my water bill still goes up every year.
Yeah. What doesn't go up every year?
You know? Yeah, for sure.
First time in my life I've had fake grass, though.
Yeah. Does it bug you or are you okay with it? Yeah.
I mean, I'm adjusting.
Yeah.
But I mean, my dad, as a landscaper, nothing is softer than his grass.
Oh, that's so
I kind
cool.
of miss that part,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have these memories as a kid of waking up to the sound early on a Saturday morning of my dad mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
the
it's
smell,
kinda
I know
cool,
it
yeah.
bothers some
Right.
people, but the smell of
I
grass.
love that smell.
Yeah,
That's
me
for
too.
sure. Hey, before we go to break, let's hit up our poll question because the numbers have moved around some. This is what it looks like on our QR code. What's your take on this daycare fraud scandal out of Minnesota? Looks like it's coming out of the Somalian community, primarily there. 20% say I'm angry that millions, maybe billions were stolen from taxpayers. 55% say let's do a full investigation, even if it goes to the top office in the state, the governor there, Tim Walz. 25% say it does seem bad, but Trump is politicizing it. Real quick on YouTube, Des, what do you see?
And then 40% saying that they are angry, certainly if this money was stolen from taxpayers. 18% saying top officials, including the governor, should be investigated. 42% saying it seems bad that Trump is politicizing this a bit.
All right. So we will go to Bella after the mystery cam. Finally, we actually have a full city with a curvy freeway. Where is it? All right, where do we think this is? The mystery cam. I'm looking. I don't see palm trees, but I see a lot of greenery still, so I don't think it's in a really cold place.
I'm going Tennessee.
Oh.
I don't know.
That's pretty good. I think I'm going to go Carolinas, either north or south. Let's see what some of our guesses are here.
New Mexico,
Okay.
Halakita. She's thinking it's Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, I could see that.
Linda, Missouri.
Uh-huh.
We're getting a couple other guesses in. Yep, the No Dime says Shreveport as well.
And by the way, to the No Dime, welcome aboard. If you've been chatting with us before, sorry, we just didn't notice, but we're glad you're here. And if you want to tell us where you're watching from, we always love to know.
Louis goes, I'm changing my answer to Louisiana. Okay.
Oh, gosh. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, you said Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to stick with my Carolinas. I guess I'll go South Carolina. Here she is, everybody.
Oh, Shreveport, Louisiana.
Wow. You guys have really been nailing it lately. Okay. Yeah. Well, Baton Rouge and New Orleans get all the talk. But Shreveport, fine-looking city, that's for sure.
Bet there's some good barbecue somewhere.
Yeah, I bet there is. Okay, anyhow, we welcome you back, and now it's time to go to Bella and find out what she is seeing with the reaction to the poll question. What's the... Yeah, I bet you have even more than 200 comments now.
Yes, since I've refreshed it, there is almost 250 comments now.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll read a couple.
Okay.
Let's see. First, MedTech commented, consequences should be quick and to the max. Freeze and seize assets. Sandozman 6085 says nothing matters. No one is ever imprisoned for crimes against the citizens. Hot Soup says it's truly a shame that this is happening. I think it's happening all across the country. And Death Ray 2659 says this is not new. Investigations into this have been going on for years. And the final comment I want to share, this is from 33 Dopel. As a Minnesotan, fraud is complicated here. While everywhere else uses online resources, we still use paper and printing. So I feel like fraud is a very big situation here.
Oh, that's really interesting perspective. Okay, so they're in more of a paper system as opposed to a more modernized electronic system, meaning like the checks literally in the mail. Oh, that's interesting. Glad to know we've got a commentator coming in from Minnesota. I'm sure they're more well aware of. By the way, I'm liking some of the names today that Bella was pulling up, Des.
Yeah.
We had Death Ray and...
I
who was
wondered what that one was about.
Was it Hot Rod, Bella? Who was the other one that you quoted?
Hot Soup 1001.
Hot Soup. I love it.
Oh, that's funny.
I love Hot Soap. Yeah. That's actually, I was off on Monday and we had everybody over the house, and it was kind of one of those kind of sketchy weather days, and we did like a soup bar.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So we had three different kinds of soup. Mine went more for like the chowdery stuff.
Okay.
But like the kids were loving the tomato soup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Grilled cheese?
Actually, yes, there were some grilled cheese sandwiches.
I cannot eat tomato soup without grilled cheese.
Yeah, I know. The one goes together with the other. All right. So this story, by the way, Bella, if you want to come join us here and hang out in the big studio, you're invited. But here we go. We are going to be talking about, let me just check this out here. This is the story. So the story is that people are looking for love in the new year. This is, although, it's interesting. They didn't really, when we were talking about it yesterday and the day before, it's not really high up on a lot of people's list. Number one is to exercise more and lose weight. Number two is to eat healthier. Number three was to get the finances in order. We're all talking about our credit card bills, etc. But it is for people who are like, I'm going to really meet that special someone. A new study says sports and physical activity are apparently now the number one ways for singles to meet. What about that?
I mean, it makes sense. That way, you know, someone shares like interests, right?
Yep.
And maybe in your downtime, you guys might do the same thing to unwind or enjoy your time together. So it makes all the sense.
It kind of surprises me how often when I go to the gym, I see couples working out together.
Hey,
you know?
Me and David.
So, yeah, and you got a home gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bella, what's your workout routine, by the way?
You know, I like to mix it up so I don't get bored. So right now I've been really into like the core power yoga, like yoga sculpt classes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So you're in a heated room, you're on the mat, and then you are doing like very fast yoga moves with weights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so by the end of it, you're drenched and dripping in sweat.
Nice. You like it?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You and Anita could be leading our yoga classes here at Fox 10. Anyway, I thought we could do an Ask AI. So, I mean, there are plenty of options, but why don't we do, because we haven't done one in a while, let's Ask AI. Okay.
Let's do it.
You want me to go first, you guys?
Yeah.
Here's what okay. So I'm going to say here, ready? Here we go. Hi, are you there?
Hello. Yep, I'm right here and ready to help.
All right.
Let me know what's on your mind.
Okay, here's the question. Besides a gym and a bar, now look, I'm happily married, but this is a general question. Besides a gym and a bar, where would be maybe the 3 most likely places to meet someone that you could possibly fall in love with if you do discover that you have a lot of things in common?
Absolutely. And that's a fun and totally fair question, even for the happily married or just curious. So if we're thinking beyond the gym or a bar, here are a few spots that often come up as really natural places to meet someone with shared interests. First, think about hobby-based groups or classes, whether it's a cooking class, a painting workshop, or maybe a local hiking club. You're automatically in a setting where you're doing something you love and meeting people who love the same thing. Second, consider volunteering opportunities. Places like community centers, animal shelters, or charity events are great places to connect with folks who share your values and want to give back. And third, think about events or clubs related to your personal interests. Book clubs, tech meetups, or even, local farmers markets can be surprisingly great for striking up conversations. Basically, anywhere that you're doing something you love can be a natural place to find someone you might click with.
Okay. There's some unique ideas that I haven't heard there.
Yeah.
Bella, do you want to try?
Yeah, I did. I typed in the same question as you, and similar things came up.
Yeah.
Coffee shops. Especially if regulars start to recognize each other.
Yeah, sure.
Farmers markets.
Farmers market. Now, I find that one odd, isn't it? I mean, aren't you there to buy the produce and leave?
Well,
you're trying to figure out the watermelon and the oranges, and this person is kind of creeping up behind you.
At least for my friends and I, when we go to the farmers market, we like to spend at least, like an hour and a half there. So we'll look at every single vendor. We'll see the homemade, soaps and candles. We'll try some samples.
Okay.
So it's like an activity. It's a social activity. So I think if you find someone there that also has that same shared interest of liking a farmer's market, you have something in common.
What are you seeing, Des? Anything?
So I love this one, volunteering.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Volunteering events.
Yeah.
Engaging in volunteering work for a cause that you care about. Definitely you're going to know that person has a heart to give and give back. So I really like that. Different classes and workshops, like whether you're not, not necessarily school related. Like let's say you want to learn a new skill. Like if you take a cooking class.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you see,
yeah.
Single in the cooking class.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Class.
I like that one.
And the last one, dog parks. So there you go.
Sure.
If you both have a dog, well, there you go.
You know what the light bulb was that went off in my head when I was listening to the AI lady was talk about both volunteering and book club. And I thought to myself, the VNSA. So this great used book sale that I'll be emceeing next month in the month of February.
Oh, that's February already.
If you find yourself in the cookbook section, or let's say you're really into history and you're there for an hour and you bump into somebody who's also looking for Civil War stuff or World War II stuff or what, I think that would be a possible place.
Yeah. I love how Husky Mom in the chat thinks we're trying to find someone for Bella.
Actually, I think things are doing fine, right, Bella? Isn't that what you last told us?
Yes, I'm fine. Bella's doing good. Things are good. Yes, things are great.
Good. All right.
so
Well,
funny.
anybody who has a successful romantic story to share here in 2026, feel free. This is why we have the chat, right? Okay, so you guys, I guess the whole situation with Stranger Things, I believe we have a 20-second clip here, so hang on. You can only use 20 seconds, but here we go. Count me down on this, Bella. Make sure I only use 20 seconds. Well, a lot of folks were ringing in the new year. Some people spent their New Year's Eve night upside down. Apparently, there was a glitch. Netflix came out with the numbers. Apparently, there was so much interest in it. Did you hear about this? Netflix itself crashed. Oh, there you go. That was our 20 seconds. Ooh. Netflix crashed. Can you believe it?
Wow. I can't believe it. Yeah, I can believe it.
Okay.
I mean, with as popular as this show is, everyone trying to tune in at the same time. Yeah. They've had this happen before.
Yeah, it sounds familiar with other things that break like that.
Right? Yeah. Breaking the internet.
But at least it was only temporarily, it sounds like, and then folks could finish watching the series or the show.
Have you guys watched very much of it at all?
I haven't.
No.
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't even know what it's about, honestly.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't know.
But everyone else that's friends with me has watched it.
Doesn't it start with like a group of kids when they're younger, like 10 years ago in a town in the Midwest, and they're like odd things happening in the neighborhood? I feel like I maybe saw the very first episode.
I don't know.
Years ago.
I don't know.
A group of young friends who uncover a series of supernatural mysteries, secret government experiments, and terrifying creatures after one of their own vanishes.
All right. Well, now we won't break the internet anymore.
Influenced by the works of Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, Stephen King. So, like, along those lines.
Okay.
So it's definitely nothing for the kids to watch.
Yeah. I think it's high school or older.
Yeah, okay. By the way, after, I believe it's 95 years, we get access to, it goes into the public domain. And I think this is so cool. These are some of the public domain. Betty Boop has now entered the public domain, and the very earliest Pluto the dog. That's not Pluto, by the way. But the very earliest Pluto the dog is also, anytime we want to talk about it, we can show the pictures now. How cool is that?
Well, I found it fascinating that Pluto didn't start off as Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto first began as, was it Rover?
Something like that.
Yeah, it had a different name.
I think so.
What? Who knew?
Okay, we're going to take a break, but we'll be back Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.